Newkirk Precinct.
And here we go. Down in the bottom left-hand corner of Newkirk Precinct, the Red Protoss player leading 1-0, representing Team Root. It is Puck. No spin for Puck. Whoosh, there it is. What's up?
Quick one.
Can you spin the other way?
I can, but I don't want to press the wrong button.
Okay. You know how to be yet, Kev. You're getting close. Maybe second best observer in A. Down in the bottom right, Puck's opponent, the Blue Zerg player. It is EG's Jaedong. He gets no zoom or spin. There it is. So Puck did a great job game one of choosing a build and executing it and achieving a victory. But we were talking in the break that, you know, maybe some of the fault, maybe a lot of the fault, maybe all the fault lies in Jaedong's inability to set up a good flank. He had like 170 supply. It is a massive, massive Zerg army. And had he taken half of it and attacked Puck from behind, does that fight go differently? It's kind of hard to make that argument because, you know, anytime you split up your army and you fight all the Protoss army with half your Zerg army, you're putting yourself in a difficult situation. But
I think above all, I really think the first time, if you would have fought immediately before like the additional warpins on the high ground near the Zelnag watchtower, like, okay, he's not gonna completely cross the entire army there, but I do think he would have taken out a lot of sentries, and then instead of stalkers, Puck might have to warp in sentries again. Either way, it was just a really, really well executed build by Puck that kind of caught me off guard, and apparently caught Jaedong off guard as well, because there was a lot of power in that push.
It looked like it wasn't going to work, at least to my untrained Zerg eyes. But he made it happen. And
yeah, that's one of those things that if I try that push, then my force just lands, and suddenly I get swarmed by like 200 supplies there.
Those lings get in there, and you know, it doesn't work out.
It's just a facepalm moment for me, but Puck did that absolutely fantastic. And once more, he's such a hard-working player as well, so it's really awesome to see Puck starting to have more and more success and representing North America as well. And above all, you know, he's not complaining too much about, oh, we have no opportunities anymore, and he's just training a lot and trying to get as good as he possibly can, and it's working for him, at least now.
It's nice to see a North American player making a real true push. I should say an American player making a real true push to the round of 16, as we've already got Scarlet qualified.
And minigun.
And minigun.
And tomorrow we have more root for root action as well with the Agnes, so plenty of real Americans. And you know, the Muslim is almost American by now. He plays on Thursday.
The Muslim's the American that didn't come over when we seceded from Great Britain. Like his family was kind of on the fence about it. They're like, we think we'll stay.
And the Muslim is like, no, destiny is calling.
I don't know, Mom. I think we missed a good chance.
Puck takes a second assimilator in his main. So far, everything very standard. Jaedong made a couple of early links. He was able to pick up that probe, as we saw. Other than that, pretty identical openings to what we saw on Belshire Vestige. I am very curious to see, though, how Jaedong is going to play it out this time. I do not think there was anything wrong with the way he played out this last game. Maybe, like, that final rotation of drones just could have been a few units earlier, but yeah, you know, hindsight is 40-40, right?
That's exactly right. As, you know, actually, now that you pointed out, I think you might be spot on with that. He knew that there was no third base going down. Unless he saw those 3 sentries come over and then made the assumption, okay, he's taking his third, and then made 1 or 2 more rounds of drones. Like if that had instead been extra rounds of units, maybe he's able to take a fight earlier and kind of shut it down earlier. I don't know, hard to say.
Very hard to say. He went up to 67 drones. We're going to see how it goes this time. The first 2 extractors are down right now for the Dong himself. And other than that, we can see he's working on a few sort of destructible rocks, but then every Stargate play this time from Puck, something that we mentioned in the previous game. So Puck is going to switch it up. Might be a double Stargate opening. No, it's going to be Stargate Robo immediately, so most likely going to try to go.
It's the Elfie build, Kev.
Yeah.
Old school Elfie build.
It might be the SOS. Whoa, look at this Overlord Scout. That's a massive one. He's like, oh, so I see you're making a Stargate and a Robo. That means I can make a lot of draws.
Second game in a row where Jaedong's gotten a great Overlord Scout from a weird angle, too.
Yeah. You know, that's a really annoying little spot because Starcraft actually can't reach it, neither from here or from here. I didn't know. I just noticed the other day when I was 1 shot short, and then it was there. I was like, really? And then the Zerg made a smiley face.
And then you photon overcharge your Nexus.
No, didn't work. The Zerg made smiley face and I was very mad. I sent him a heart. Wink.
One singular concern I have about Puck here is that he's showing us that he's gonna, well, maybe not necessarily, but I'm interpreting this as Puck showing us that he doesn't want to win on more than 2 bases. He wants to.
No. That's not with this build. You think? You think this is gonna be 2 base on lane?
I guess it's a little too early to say.
Yeah, I don't think it has to be. I think if anything, it looks like a 3 base play so far from Puck. Unless he would suddenly throw down 6 gateways. But taking a look at the work account, we can see he's already up to 46. I definitely don't think that this is 2 base. I think this is 3 base. He's just getting a really quick robo because in general people feel a little safer if they get a quick robo with an Immortal and a Colossus if he drops a robo bay.
But he hasn't built an obs, man, and he's gone a Immortal is what's kind of throwing me off a little. So, I mean, there's still plenty of room for him to just go ahead and drop that expansion.
It's only 840. I still think, I think we're going to see 3. Well, he does have a Probot here on the map. But Immortal Colossus? I mean, Immortal Void Ray?
Yeah, it's weird, right?
Pretty weird. He's on 49 workers right now. Oh, more and more gates going down, Ben. Maybe you were right and I was wrong. You know,
happens once in a blue moon.
yeah, it's very rarely. Put it in the newspapers. Put it on Reddit. No, we'll see. +1 being reset right now. I think you were right. And you know, as OS is built, I think it's kind of cool where he goes a couple of Phoenixes and then makes the 2 base Colossus all in with like 2 Immortals and then 2 Colossus. But no Robo Bay ever went down for Puck, so Puck's not going to play it out like that.
Jaedong's onto it though. He's making 20 Lings and 8 Roaches.
This army is going to hammer through Roaches, that's for sure.
That's the damn truth.
There is nothing better against Roaches than Immortal or Void Ray. I would still prefer to be the Roach player. You know, if there's one tricky fight, then.
Careful, Puck. You don't want to lose those sentries. Those are going to be very important to this eventual push.
I think Jaedong is pretty confused, and of course those Void Rays make it a little bit hard. Look at that Changeling. Getting pretty good scout of
Great scouting, man. He's been constantly checking for a 3rd base. His overseer's going to be made to check the top 3rd. And I guess the Changeling will probably run down to the bottom one, and he has still not spotted any indication that Puck's making a 3rd. There goes 3 more gates in the Warp Prism.
So that's 8 gates in total. We have 8 gateways, 3 Immortals, 3 Void Rays, 10 minutes and 45 seconds into the game. So this is still a very, very gnarly push. 86 supply against 52, I mean. How many queens do we have? We have 5 queens. That's reasonable. Jaedong is going to need... He's burrowing unit right now.
There's no observer.
He has an ops on the way, I think. No, he doesn't have an observer. Wow. But he has a Warp Prism. He has a Warp Prism.
Okay, now the observer comes down. It's just going to be immediately burrow. Should burrow. Doesn't want to reveal burrow?
Kind of revealed burrow already. Okay, observer is on the way right now. Meanwhile, we see a couple of roaches break through. I saw those roaches, but I didn't expect them to break through. It's going to slow down a little bit. On the same time, we see offensive forces going down. Will it be enough for Jaedong?
Puck might be a little overextended right here, but the Queen's not able to engage on the Void Rays. The force fields do go down. I don't know if they're good enough, though, as...
He's
wow,
still
it looks like he's just going to swarm everything.
Are dealing a lot of damage right now to the sentries. More and more links streaming in.
Just crushed it.
Wow. Shut down. Not only LeBron James shuts down.
I feel like this is the exact opposite of what we saw in Game 1, where Puck was infinitely patient. This time the run by made him freak out, and he has been dunked on in heavy fashion. So Puck is now sent back to the drawing boards. What you going to do now, Puck? I don't think he has an answer to this next attack.
Not sure if he has a wall up yet. Okay, he has a couple of sentries, so he's still going to try a couple of cannons going down. We see the Hydralisk going down immediately for Jaedong. Where are the Void Rays? You still have 2 Void Rays, but he's going to need more and more and more sentries. Zerglings almost streaming through. With the Void Rays, he's going to be able to keep his 2 bases at least for now, but Jaedong not taking too much damage. You see big Warp Prism warping in the main base from Puck, but Jaedong is pretty on top of that as well. And above all, he has a lot of links.
Warp Prism goes down, so...
And links are very good.
Really well played here by Jaedong. He's done it. He's done everything right. Zealot's really good against Zerglings, but unfortunately Jaedong has way too many Zerglings. That doesn't matter how good the Zealots are. And
I guess this map is also a little bit harder to do push like this. Like, he tried to find a good position where force shooting is easy, but when you're that far on creep, excellent cruise for it by Jaedong. Sure, not the entire map is covered, but the most important spots were covered. And the fact that he took his 3rd base over here as well made his life a lot easier.
The Roach run by was really the key to all of it, because first thing it did was it caused Puck to freak out and look away, and of course
force a couple of defensive warp
force defensive warp-ins, and then the second thing Jaedong did there was he just jumped right on that army the second he thought he had an opportunity. And Just great play.
Would you feel disgusted if Puck now just like macros up on 3 bases and wins?
Yes, I would.
Would you Zerg
I would just walk away. I would full-time World of Tanks from now on.
Isn't that what it is already? 46 pros right now for popping and 66 drones for Jaedong. Spire going down as well, so eventually we could see a couple of Corruptors in the mix, like this burrowed little Zergling. Gives Jaedong an excellent feel about the map. More Void Race. Oh, you know, the 25 Hydra.
Dude, Jaedong's maxed. He's just gonna march across and win.
We might see 4 Zealots being dropped in the main base.
Great attention to detail here by Jaedong, leaving just a couple Hydras back at home to pick off any attempts at Void Ray harass. The Zergling flank is already in position, and here we go, man.
Puck knows it's coming. He just doesn't really have an answer against 25 Hydras. Nothing in his army is good against Hydras, other than Photon Overcharge is quite reasonable, I guess. He's gonna try to rob the Zealots, but I guess we should look at the main fight instead. But Jaedong just has an overwhelming amount of units.
Nexus is gonna go down. What is he focusing? I don't think he's
a little bit of everything.
Now he's gonna hit the Nexus.
Killing the Mothership Core, killing some Void Rays. He's still not killing the Nexus. The Nexus will finally fall. Jaedong is still up 70 supply. There's just no answer to these Hydra lists, man.
Yep, you're absolutely right. Good game gets called. Jaedong evens it up with a cute counterattack and a great